Hello students, now we will see phylum Mollusca. Mollusks are soft-bodied, bilaterally symmetrical, segmented, coelomate animals. Usually they are presented with celled, having a mantle, ventral foot, anterior head, and a dorsal visceral mass. These are the common examples of mollusks: cuttlefish, oyster, squid, pila, unio, clam, octopus. The phylum Mollusca is divided into 6 classes. Class number 1, Monoplecophora. Class number 2, Amphineura. Class number 3, Scaphopoda. Class number 4, Gastropoda. Class number 5, Pelecypoda. Class number 6, Cephalopoda. Now we will see general characteristics of phylum Mollusca. They are essentially aquatic, mostly marine. Few are freshwater and some are terrestrial. They may be found as hidden parasites in the interior of other animals. They vary in size from giant squid and clams to little snails. They have at least 2 characters, radula and mantle. The body is soft, some are segmented, some mollusks are unsegmented. Unsegmented ones are Monoplecophora, and other classes are unsegmented. Bilaterally symmetrical mollusca, these are coelomate and triploblastic. जहां भी सिलोमेट बोलेंगे वहां ट्रिप्लोब्लास्टिक हो जाएगा, एसिलोमेट भी बोलेंगे वो भी ट्रिप्लोब्लास्टिक होगा. ओके, एसिलोमेट, सीडोसिलोमेट एंड सिलोमेट, ये सब ट्रिप्लोब्लास्टिक है. जहां पर डिप्लोब्लास्टिक एनिमल है, जो एनिमल, वहां पर सिलोम का सवाल ही पैदा नहीं होता, तो इसलिए एसिलोमेट भी नहीं है, ना ही सीडोसिलोमेट कह सकते हैं उसको, ना सिलोमेट तो है ही. They have organ system grade of body organization. The body consists of head, foot, mantle, and the visceral mass. And in this visceral mass, the organs are compacted. The body is clothed with one layered ciliated epidermis. Body is commonly protected by an exoskeleton, that is calcareous cell of one or more piece, and this cell is secreted by mantle. Head is distinct. It is bearing mouth, eyes, tentacles, and other sense organs. But in class Pelecypoda and Scaphopoda, head does not have sense organs. Their ventral body is modified into a muscular claw-like surface. Ventral side is claw-like surface, खुदा हुआ जैसे, and that one is called as foot. The foot, which is variously modified, Why modified? Because it will creep, it will burrow, and will swim. Accordingly, foot is modified. Mantle or pallium is basically a fold of a body wall, and that lives between itself, main body, and the mantle cavity. Visceral mass contains the vital organs of the body in the compact form, and this is taking the form of dorsal humps, that is called dome. The body cavity is hemocoel. Coelom is reduced but represented by pericardial cavity, gonadial cavity, and nephridia. Digestive tract is simple with anterior mouth and posterior anus. But in gastropods, scaphopods, and cephalopods, the intestine becomes U-shaped after torsion, as a result of which anus comes to the anterior side. Rasping organ, that is radula, is usually present in them, except in one class, Pelecypoda. Circulatory system is open type, except in cephalopods. Their respiratory organs contains numerous gills or ctenidia. Lung is developed in the terrestrial forms. Respiration is direct, जिसमें lung है, or by gills or lungs or both. Hemocyanin is their respiratory pigment. Excretion is by paired metanephridia, that is kidney. The nervous system consists of paired cerebral, pleural, pedal, and visceral ganglia. And all these ganglia are joined by longitudinal and transverse connections of nerves. Ganglia is usually in the form of a circumcentric ring. Sense organs consist of eyes, statocysts, and receptors for touch, smell, and taste, and vision. Sexes are usually separate, means many of the mollusks are dioecious, but some mollusks are hermaphroditic, monoecious. Fertilization is external or internal. तो fertilization external किसमें हुआ? Dioecious में, जिसमें sexes are separate. And internal fertilization, internal fertilization you can see in dioecious, and external fertilization in hermaphroditic animals, because the same animal cannot fertilize its own gamete. So cross fertilization occurs. So for cross fertilization, external fertilization is necessary. Fertilization should happen externally. Their development is direct or with metamorphosis, means direct and indirect development, both you can see in this animal. And their larva is called Veliger larva. Annelida में larva का नाम था ट्रोकोफोर larva. Mollusca 6 क्लासेस में बटा हुआ है, and the basis of this division is symmetry and the characters of food, cell, mental, gills, nervous system, muscles, and radula. Now we will see the class-wise description. The first class is Monoplecophora. See, this is Monoplecophora. Neopilina. The genus is Neopilina. This picture. Body is, now the characters are, the body is bilaterally symmetrical and segmented. Mantle is dome-shaped. The cell comprises a single piece or valve. Single piece है valve. ये bivalve नहीं है, single valve है. Bivalve दूसरे क्लास में है. It is flattened, limpet-shaped cell with spirally coiled protoconch. Head is without eyes and tentacle. Mantle encircles the body as a circular fold of the body. Foot here is broad and flat with 8 pairs of pedal retractor muscles. Gills are external, 5 in number, 5 pairs in number. They have 6 pairs of nephridia. Out of these 6, two are gonoducts. Radula is present in radular sac, and the intestine is very much coiled. Heart consists of 2 pairs of auricles and a single ventricle. Nervous system is present with longitudinal, pallial, and pedal cords. This animal is dioecious. The next class is Amphineura. Amphi means both, neuron means nerve. This is chiton. This picture is belonging to chiton, is of chiton genus. Body is elongated with reduced head. Radula is present. Their cell had 8 dorsal plates. You can see how many plates? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and the last one 8. Ventral foot is large, flat, and quite muscular. Around their mouth, non-ganglionated nerve ring is present with 2 pairs of interconnected nerve cord. Fertilization is external. The larva is of trochophore type, and that is called a trochophore larva. जैसे Annelida में trochophore larva से कंफ्यूज नहीं करोगे, trochophore larva of the Annelida, trochophore larva of Amphinuda is in Mollusca phylum. The next class is Scaphopoda. See, this is Scaphopoda. Dentalium. These are marine, exclusively marine, this class. Body is bilaterally symmetrical, elongated, and enclosed in a tusk cell that opens at both ends. They do not have head. Mouth is present with tentacles and they don't have eyes too. Foot is conical, radula is present, but no gills present in foot. Mental is jugular, and it is completely enclosing the body. Mouth is surrounded by lobular processes or outgrowths. You can see. Heart is rudimentary. Kidneys are paired. Gonad is single. Sexes are separate. And trochophore larva is also seen in them. So Scaphopoda हो गया. Next class is Gastropoda. This is Gastropoda. Gastropods are marine, some are freshwater, some are terrestrial, and few are parasitic. Parasitic to echinoderms, not to us. Their body is unsegmented, asymmetrical, typically with univalve and spirally coiled. आप देख सकते हैं पिक्चर में, पूजा में जो शंख बजाते हैं, see, ये गैस्ट्रोपोड है. Head is distinct, bearing tentacles. Head is also present with eyes and mouth. Their foot is ventral, broad, flat, and muscular, which forms the creeping sole, and often bearing dorsally a hard piece called operculum on its posterior end. Torsion of body mass is seen at some time in development. Mental is a collar-like fold of body wall, lining the body, leaving a space. The space is called mental cavity between itself and the body. Buccal cavity contains an odontophore with a radula bearing rows of chitinous teeth. Their digestive system comprises muscular pharynx, long esophagus, stomach, and long coil intestine. Their anus is placed anteriorly. Respiration is done by gills, also called ctenidia in most forms, and it is present in the wall of the mental cavity. Circulatory system is open type, and heart is enclosed in a pericardium. Their excretory system comprises metanephridia, which are paired in primitive forms and reduced to a single nephridium in most forms. Their nervous system comprises distinct cerebral and pleural ganglia, while buccal, pedal, parietal, and visceral ganglia is also present. Main ganglia हुआ cerebral and pleural. Side ganglia buccal, pedal, parietal, and visceral. Sexes are separate in most forms, while in some forms sexes are united. Therefore, their development includes both types of larva, trochophore and veliger. Phyla is the common example. Turbo, the next class is Pelecypoda. Bivalve, the characteristics are these are aquatic, mostly marine. Some are freshwater form. Body is bilaterally symmetrical and laterally compressed. Bivalve cells are hinged together, and that hinge is present in mid-dorsal line. Head is not distinct. Foot is ventral, muscular. Mental is bilobed, consisting of paired right and left lobes. Gills or ctenidia are paired, one on each side. The coelom is reduced to a dorsally placed pericardium. Alimentary canal is coiled with large paired digestive glands. The heart is contained within the pericardium and comprises a median ventricle and two auricles. The excretory organ is paired, nephridia or kidney, and that opens at one end into pericardium and at the other end to the exterior. Nervous system consists typically of 4 pairs of ganglia, that is cerebral, pleural, pedal, and visceral. Cerebral and pleural on each side usually fused into a single cerebropleural ganglion. Their sense organs are statocyst and ospheredia. Sexes may be separate or united. Mostly they are filter feeding. This is one example. There are many examples. This is bivalve or unio, you can say. Development is accompanied by metamorphosis, which includes trochophore larva. Class number 6, Cephalopoda. These are cephalopods. You can see is in this picture squid, giant squid hai ye, octopus. Squid and octopus are common examples. These animals are marine and free swimming. Body is bilaterally symmetrical with head and trunk. Body is elongated dorso-ventrally in direction. Cell is external, might be cell may be external, internal, and it might be absent also. See, in octopus, cell is not there. Head is distinct and large, with well-developed eyes and mouth. Their trunk consists of the symmetrical and uncoiled visceral mass. Mental enclosures posteriorly and ventrally a large mental cavity. Foot is altered into a series of suckers bearing arms or tentacles encircling the mouth. Mouth bears jaws and radula. 2 to 4 pairs of bipectinate gills are present. Circulatory system is closed type. Heart is with either 2 or 4 auricles. Their excretory system comprises 2 or 4 pairs of nephridia. Nervous system in them is highly developed, and the principal ganglia are concentrated around the esophagus. Sexes are separate. Development is meroblastic with metamorphosis. So students, Mollusca is over now. So therefore, section 2 of this paper number 1 of BSc part 1 is complete now. We will move into section 3, in which we will see anatomical details and the life cycle of all these phylums that we have studied so far. And in addition to them, that there are some other unicellular organisms also we will see. Those are parasitic ones. Okay, students. Disease causing, not the parasitic one, disease causing, just जैसे कि Entamoeba histolytica. That we will see in the next class. Thank you.